Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a brand new edition of the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Madison Square. What a game we had last night. Last night we saw the beginning of the Eastern Conference Finals. Finally, we got game one between obviously the New York Knicks, a team that hasn't been there in the last 25 years, and the Indiana Pacers, who have found themselves in the conference finals for the second straight year. A rematch of last year's second round. And what an unbelievable game we saw. If you guys did not watch it, we're going to recap it here, but my goodness, do we have a lot to talk about with that game. We're going to discuss how it all unfolded, how the Pacers went on another wild comeback in the last 7 minutes of this one, another double-digit comeback. It was just unbelievable game. We have a lot to discuss with that one. From there, we'll also discuss what went wrong for the New York Knicks. Is this the end for the New York Knicks? Could this possibly be what we like to call a death blow to the New York Knicks in terms of their confidence, in terms of their momentum? Is this a killer shot for them? We'll discuss that as well. Also from there, we also have to preview another phenomenal game later tonight. We got game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. The Oklahoma City Thunder, or the Minnesota Timberwolves, going back into OKC for game 2 after that second half blunder, if you want to call it. I also have to issue an apology to Anthony Edwards because I definitely said some things yesterday in a way being like, oh, how did you not play so well in the second half? This, that, and the other. I apologize. I did not see your injury in the first quarter. I'm so sorry. So we'll discuss what went wrong in game. We'll discuss the keys to game 2 for both of these teams and how the Timberwolves can bounce back in game 2. We also saw SGA win the NBA MVP yesterday. The unanimous. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if it was unanimous, but winning MVP yesterday. What would it mean if we saw an SGA championship bring a championship to Oklahoma City, Finals MVP plus regular season MVP? Does that catapult him to the best player in the NBA today? We'll discuss that as well because we have a lot to discuss with that one. And yeah, to close out the show, we'll recap the NBA rookie teams that came out a couple days ago. We didn't get a chance to talk about that yesterday. We'll talk about it today though. But so we have an unbelievable packed show for you guys as always. But before I move any further, I'd like to remind you guys to please like and follow the show for more GSMC Sports Network content. Also, we get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on air, I ask that you use the tips and donations link at gsmcpodcast.net. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I see it. It also really helps out the show. Again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net for all your questions and comments. But yeah, let's get right into it here. Just a little disclaimer: if I sound a little stuffy, I'll try to take care of that between breaks. But I am a little bit sick right now, so I hope you guys can bear with me on that part. I'm so sorry. But let's get into the top of the show here because oh my god, if you guys did not see that game last night, please do me a favor. If you are not watching this live, pause the video, go to YouTube, type in highlights of this game, or just type in the last 7 minutes. Type in the ending of this game, and just watch. I've not seen a team play a better picture perfect last 7 minutes of a game than I saw the Indiana Pacers do last night to the New York Knicks. Everyone that's saying the Knicks choked, they played awful over the last 7 minutes. What are you doing, Tom Thibodeau? Why are you making these calls? This, that, and the third. Just stop. Stop that notion right there. This was not about the New York Knicks. I'm being so serious when I say this. This was not a Knicks choke job. Yes, they may have blown a 16-point lead with 7 minutes to play. I get it. If you didn't watch the game, I 100% understand how you could say they choked. But no, they didn't choke. This was not a choke. This was the Indiana Pacers playing their style of basketball, which is You have to beat us for 48 straight minutes. And if you take your foot off the gas for even a minute, that's how quick your lead can go. At 108 to 92. 108 to 92. I'm trying to remember what the score was pre-overtime. For 108 to 92 with 6.5 minutes to play. And by the time overtime rolled around, my God, why can't I find this? I'm sorry, guys. By the time overtime rolled around, it was 120 to 120. No, 125 to 125. So you're telling me a team scored 33 points over 6.5 minutes? 6.5 minutes. And you're going to blame the Knicks for that. If you guys watch the game, what the Pacers started to do in that stretch, first off, on the defensive end of the ball, they were trapping Jalen Brunson on every possession. Every time Jalen Brunson had the ball in his hands, it was Nembhard that was attacking him. It was either Nembhard with Nesmith behind, or it was Nesmith primarily guarding Brunson with Nembhard behind. But either way, it was they were doubling it. I have not seen Jalen Brunson turn the ball over as much as he did last night. And I don't even blame him, because every time it was like a pack of hyenas just jumping all over him. Jalen Brunson could not do anything about his turnovers last night. No matter what anybody says, he couldn't. He couldn't. I'm watching that game. I'm just like, he can't move. He can't go right. He can't go left. It's just like the Pacers. I have not seen. They put a straitjacket on Jalen Brunson, and you don't see him do that. 7 turnovers in a game. Tell me the last time Jalen Brunson had 7 turnovers in a game. Being labeled as the clutch player of the year, having 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter. It just doesn't happen. It plain and simple does not happen. And it comes down to the playmaking of Aaron Nesmith. It comes down to Andrew Nembhard, but specifically Aaron Nesmith. My God, Aaron Nesmith. 30 points. 30 points for an Aaron Nesmith, a player that a lot of people cast off. A player that came from Boston that a lot of people cast off. And anybody that you ask, if you ask any Celtics fan, maybe not any, because I did see a lot of people that did not like Nesmith when he was here. But at least for me, when I was watching him, I said I always liked him. He was always that tenacious, hustle, gritty type player that was always, he played very Marcus Smart-esque, going after rebounds, playing good defense, knocking down, it was his hustle and his grit back then. Then when he got to Indiana, he added his offensive game, and it soared him up to the next level. But last night, you have to give credit to where credit is due. Aaron Nesmith had hit so many clutch threes last night. 8 for 9 from 3-point range. That's a big reason why the Pacers came back in this game. What was it? With under 2 minutes to play, just dribbling around into the corner with a waning shot clock, step back 3. Like, there's nothing you can do. When Aaron Nesmith when the Pacers shoot the ball the way that they did last night, there's nothing you can do. Nothing. Of course, we have to give love to Tyrese Haliburton. I'm still literally recapping the game because this is how much happened in last night's game. Tyrese Haliburton. The guy that pretty much outside of Nesmith, it was a team effort, but like the 4 guys that really set this home for the Pacers over the last 6.5 minutes were Haliburton, Nesmith, Siakam, and Nembhard. All 4 of these guys hit clutch shots. Siakam started it off with an and one going down the lane. He had multiple of those. Obi Toppin hit some crazy dunks. Nembhard hit some good threes. Obviously, Nesmith had hit some big shots. But Tyrese Haliburton was the guy every time. And the Knicks tried to pull away in this one. Karl-Anthony Towns hit some massive threes. OG Anunoby was was a man amongst boys getting into the paint. Jalen Brunson obviously was still hitting shots, but it was Tyrese Haliburton every single time the Knicks responded with a shot. Who had the ball in his hands to respond? That guy's name is Tyrese Haliburton. It was Haliburton every time, top of the key, straight on three-pointer, corner three-pointer, getting down the lane, easy layup off the glass. He still shot 4 for 12 from 3, but like, especially in the tail end of this game, he missed a bunch of threes and he airballed a couple of them if I'm remembering correctly. But he hit some massive, massive threes down the stretch, and that's what it means to be a shooter. Shooters keep shooting. You have to keep shooting. No matter how poorly you're shooting the basketball, you must keep shooting it if you are a shooter. It's the only way. And Tyrese Haliburton sticking to his guns, and it paid dividends for him last night. Just a phenomenal, phenomenal game. And the last, I wish I had a little bit longer in this segment, but Haliburton pretty much sending this game in overtime off a step back three, multiple missed free throws from the Knicks. It literally just felt like 6. It would be like 6-point lead for the Knicks. Cut it down to 4. It would be 6-point lead. Cut it down to 4 if you're the Pacers. Foul. They go 1 of 2 from the line. Cut it to 3. 1 of 2 from the line. And then, obviously, Haliburton with the killer blow to tie the game to force overtime. Just a phenomenal shot, phenomenal game. I literally cannot. I'm going to take a short break just because I'm literally talking about straight Pacers right now. We have to give this. If there was a game to give 2 segments to, it's this one. And I've been doing it the last couple games now. I did it in game 1 last night. I did it over the weekend as well on Monday's show, and we were recapping game 6 of the Knicks Celtics. There's a lot to discuss these days with the conference finals, and we have to analyze both sides of the coin. We've analyzed the Pacers side. Wild comeback, defying the odds, incredibly deep team, led by Haliburton, led by Siakam, led by Aaron Nesmith being the X factor of game 1. Rick Carlisle deserves a lot of credit for his performance as well, because I believe he made some crucial adjustments over that last 6.5 minutes that put the key in the keyhole for this team. That's what it felt like. It felt like they finally not only unlocked their own offense, but they figured out their defense, how to defend Jalen Brunson, how to defend the New York Knicks as a whole. So, yeah, we have a lot to discuss either way with both of these. But I'm going to take a short break. Coming up next, we're going to switch gears from the Pacers' perspective over to the New York Knicks. Was this the Knicks' best opportunity to win a game in this series? Do they have a chance to still win this series? What can they do to still win this series? I'll give my opinion, and then we'll analyze further. You're watching the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.